rules in prison that just don't make sense, and then there's rules in prison that nobody follows. So an example of a rule that doesn't make sense is that after a year, you have to be moved out of your bed. So my counselor comes in and he's like, hey, Louder, you've been in this bed for a year. We need to move you. Well, I really liked my bed. I really liked my bunkies and my roommates. I'm like, why do you have to move me? He said, because they put a policy in place back in the 80s that after a year, they would move every inmate so that you can't dig out of your cell. And I said, dig out of my cell? I would just go into another building. And then there's razor wire and a fence. And he goes, yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but they never changed it. I'm like, huh? So what I did is just switched beds with someone in my room for 2 weeks, and then I switched back. It's like so dumb. Some of the rules that nobody follows are, number one, you can't trade anything in prison. Well, everybody trades everything in prison. Like, we transfer and trade everything. We use commissary to do it. So if somebody came to me and said, hey, I want to buy those pair of sweats, I would give them a list of items that they would get me the next time they had commissary. Or if someone does my laundry, I pay them when they come give me a list and I buy stuff on commissary. So everything is traded around in prison. So that's one of those rules. Another rule that nobody follows in prison is you can't put money on anyone else's books. So like, let's say that you can get $350 a month, which is plenty of money. But sometimes there's special order items. Or let's say that you bought shoes, and so $100 of your $350 was used on shoes. So I could call my husband and say, hey, can you send money to my roommate, and then I'll use her commissary account to get the extra things I need. People do that all the time. In fact, I remember one time we had these neighbors that were really loud and obnoxious. And so my roommate went down the hall and said, hey, if you'll trade us rooms, we'll go to the counselor and tell him we want to trade. I'll put an extra $350 on your books next month. So those kinds of things happen all the time.